I mean, for years I've advocated for really complex female roles, because for years, especially in the United States, female characters really were just like the supporting wife, or, almost like a martyr or a saint. And I've kind of made it my desire to play characters who make a lot of mistakes, make a lot of missteps. I don't care if they're likable or palatable, but I want people to talk about it. And I want it to feel real and human. And we're all capable of so many things. Great, healthy, wonderful, beautiful things, and horrible, destructive behavior. So I loved that Michel, with these characters, he didn't make anyone a saint. He made them human.
Jessica Chastain is one of my fave people to watch on screen. I love the way she picks these roles that aren't always likable. They're uncomfortable to watch. They're brilliant. And they're almost like dangerous. And it could go horribly wrong, but she takes a risk and she just keeps on getting it right. And once again, she's teamed up with Michel Franco. This time they've made a movie called Dreams. It was a must-see at the Berlinale. It sounds like a wild ride, guys. Intense, unsettling, and probably not the kind of love story that leaves you feeling warm and fuzzy. We'll leave that to Bridget Jones.
What was really important to me, and every time we talked about those, I think there's 3 scenes in the film, was how is the story moving forward with each scene? So I would ask that question. I said, okay, so this love scene is about what? What is being communicated in it? And then we would talk about how to shoot it and in some sense choreograph it. Like the stairwell scene, it was all choreographed with the 3 of us. And it's great working with a dancer because you know how to to keep the choreography. So we really planned everything emotionally, character-wise, but it was like, what is the story being told through this act of love? Or act of violence or any kind of physicality.
And very early on, we discussed the most important thing regarding love. They do love each other. Otherwise, the film wouldn't work and it wouldn't be tragic. So it's a true love story. Now, Jennifer's character, she's happy to have 2 separate lives, one in Mexico and the other one in the States. And for her, that's a perfect arrangement. When Fernando shows up, then her perfect separate lives collapse.
Michel Franco doesn't really do sentimentality, so I imagine Dreams is more about power, privilege and survival than romance in the traditional sense. Jessica going from passionate to manipulative, hell yes, completely believable. And Isaac Hernández as the love interest, especially playing an undocumented Mexican immigrant trying to secure his future. It adds such an interesting layer to the whole story. I'm curious how his background as a ballet dancer plays into his performance.
When I talked with Jessica on that lunch break, it included no ballet. Then I went to see Isaac, who's the best dancer in the world, and he's Mexican, of course, and I'm very proud of him. Yeah, sí, a huevo. And I was fascinated because ballet and dance in Mexico was not popular at all, like was non-existent until Isaac became this massive star. And so I saw a show for 10,000 people where he was dancing. And right there I said, this is the guy, we met that night and I told him, I'm doing this film with Jessica Chastain. I can write dance into it because it'll make it a lot better. And I felt that something was missing. I called Jessica, I told her, and you said, but he's not an actor. I said, no, but he'll be fine, I'll throw any Mexican. Yeah, you said you trust me, and you do. That I enjoy the trust of all these people. That's how I work, and then I take full credit at the end.
My body is my instrument, and every little thing affects it. So we were incredibly careful with it, but I still feel the reaction when we first tried it the first time, and I think maybe you ran out at some point.
Jessica was saying, be sure that you don't damage him for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm constantly aware, but at the same time, I try not to live my life through fear. Every time I'm on a stage, anything can happen. Yeah. Literally, every time I'm in a studio, every time I cross the street. So I try to not live my life through that. But I have to say, I saw the film a few days ago, and and it's quite remarkable how you chose to end that.
And when we decided that you would do it, and I called you and I said the ballad, and this would be the final scene, that's when you said, perfect. Yes, that's it.
The ending, guys, it's been described as shocking and violent. I can only imagine how brutal it gets. Franco's films don't hold back. It's why I love him.
I think when I started in the industry, it's quite different how I navigate myself now, because I have my own production company. I'm very involved with the collaborations and the filmmakers that I want to work with and the stories that I want to amplify. I feel like I have a lot of, I don't want to say control, but I do feel like I have agency in the stories that I choose to tell, and I don't feel like I need to please anyone. I mean, I prefer not to please anyone because I think it's more exciting and more interesting. So I'm definitely more rebellious than I was in the very beginning. I think, when I was here 14 years ago, I was so scared and so nervous and wondering if people would like me or if I get thrown out of the industry or, and now I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to do what I want, and maybe I'll make people mad, and maybe it's great if I make people mad. My characters do anyway. So, yeah. I'm much happier now.
It's called Dreams. There's no release date as yet. I'll keep you posted on more details as I hear it. And are you excited about it? Are you a fan of Jessica Chastain like me? Let me know in the comments.
I mean, working with filmmakers like Michel and working on films with such low budgets and that aren't being directed by a committee, there's more freedom. So I feel like I don't know. I live in New York. I work with the artists that I want to work with. I feel excited to go to work. I feel really happy to be in the industry, and I'm not called to do something that doesn't excite me. I feel like I can actually not do 6 films a year now if I don't want to. I just work when I want to.
Guys, make sure you subscribe. Please do turn your notifications on, because I don't want you to miss my videos on the channel, because sometimes it happens. I'm Max, this is Flip Your Wig, and I'll be back soon with more videos.
Do I believe in the American dream? I would say not anymore, but let's not forget that America was built with immigrants. And that's what, Statue of Liberty and all those, let's not forget where it all started. And we believe in empathy, and the reason I'm a very positive person, even if people after watching my films can believe otherwise. But the fact that we are asking questions and wanting to have this conversation that the film opens proves how positive we are about searching the empathy that can, it's the only way to make things better. Yeah.